today we're signing, and this is very historic, an executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile. This is a promise that you made throughout the campaign, and today we're keeping that promise. The reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin that the federal government already owns, so it won't cost taxpayers a dime. This is like a digital Fort Knox for digital gold. And premature sales of Bitcoin over the past years cost American taxpayers over $17 billion in lost value because we didn't have a long-term strategy.
Right.
Now we do. So.
And this is something you believe in?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
And the whole community believes in it.
Very good. And they made the promise, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, one of the biggest moments in cryptocurrency history, the formation of a strategic reserve by Donald Trump, signed into an executive order right this minute. But I know what you're thinking. Hold on a minute, 2-bit. The market's dumping. What the hell is going on? We're going to break down why this is important, why the market's doing what it's doing, and ultimately why and how you win on the back of this news. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Remember, we're here every day, making sure that you know what's going on in this cryptocurrency market. With that being said, let's get into this video. So, like we said, breaking news a few minutes ago, President Donald Trump signs an executive order officially creating a Bitcoin strategic reserve. You heard that on the VT at the very start of this video. Big news. I mean, big news ahead of obviously the council that's coming together tomorrow, that big announcement at the summit, but the market doesn't like it for some reason. We'll tell you why in just a minute. But like I said, this is a big news. This is a monumental moment in history, if you ask me. And I think this will just start many a different country getting involved, particularly if this starts to go. Now, the other thing to think about with this is, well, they're simply not going to let the price of Bitcoin go down just yet, because it would make no sense. Launch reserve, Bitcoin dumps. It would almost invalidate the reason of a reserve. Kind of crazy to think about. There are some nuances to it that I just want to go through with you guys now. David Sachs announcing this. Remember David Sachs? He's the AI and crypto czar in the White House. So he says, just a few minutes ago, President Trump signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin owned by the federal government that is forfeited as part of criminal or civil asset forfeiture proceedings. This means it will not cost taxpayers a dime. So all those that they have in certain wallets ultimately will go there. We can actually bring that up if we click here. I actually have it saved on my computer just so we can see what's going on with it, and we can see exactly what's stockpiled right now. So we think it's about $18.4 billion, which is good news. It means this isn't going to get dumped on the market. This is obviously really positive as it kind of walks through. So he continues by saying it's estimated the US government owns around 200,000 Bitcoin. However, there has never been a complete audit. The EO directs a full accounting of the federal government's digital asset holdings. Very interesting. And this may be one of the first reasons why the market doesn't particularly like this. Do they actually have what they say they have? And can they access it? That's going to be the big question. The US will not sell any Bitcoin deposited into the reserve. It will be kept as a store of value. And the reserve is like a digital Fort Knox for the cryptocurrency often called digital gold. Premature sales of Bitcoin have already cost US taxpayers over $17 billion in lost sale value. Now the federal government will have a strategy to maximize the value of its holdings. This could be another reason as to why the markets don't like this. The fact of the matter is they're saying they're not going to go and buy it. It's big news, but they're not going to buy it. And I think a lot of people thought we were going to see this massive, million Bitcoin bought over the next 5 years. And they're sort of saying right now, that's not going to be the case. The Secretaries of Treasury and Commerce are authorized to develop budget neutral strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin, provided that these strategies have no incremental cost to the American taxpayers. People are not seeing this in there. This will take time. This is obviously going to be something they're going to have to work through. In addition, the executive order establishes a US digital asset stockpile consisted of digital assets other than Bitcoin forfeited in criminal or civil proceedings. Now, we know they have a chunk of Ethereum, around 125 million. You've also got things like BNB, around 24 million, wrapped BNB, wrapped ETH, lots of stable coins, some Tron, Uniswap, Link, all of the top tier cryptocurrencies as you would expect, including FTX token. I wonder if Sam Bankman-Fried is going to let them have that. So there is definitely a number ones. What we don't see in there, Cardano, XRP, Solana, are we going to see something like that? Are those the ones that are maybe being the ones that are purchased? We'll have to see. The government will not acquire additional assets for the stockpile beyond these obtained through forfeiture proceedings. This is, again, another reason why the markets don't like it. They're not going to go and buy any at the moment. And I think this is important to reference. Promises made and promises kept. So again, it just kind of goes through a little bit more as to what it is. So let's take a look at what's going on the chart right now. Obviously, the chart dumping. That's the reality is. Big candle coming down here on the hour. As we've just talked about, a number of key things. Actually, the price was kind of looking okay. The market was starting to recover. Bitcoin was kind of feeling okay. This market right now, and I say this with the most genuineness of sentiment, is totally cooked right now. People are manipulating this market. They're taking advantage of people. You have to be smart when you are playing the game. Why? This was announced. Loads of people went long, massive long liquidations, insane. People just so hungry to try and get some of these longs done. $117 million liquidated in the last hour. Insane. Don't buy the news. You have to ultimately understand what's going on with this market. It's very important. And so many people, $170 million in an hour is crazy. The news came out. Everybody puts a long position on that's trying to recoup some of these losses. What happens? You've got people like Wintermute affording people to dump the markets. People like Binance, people like Crypto.com, all then stabling up, grabbing some stablecoin. Why? Because they're going to dump this market. They're going to buy at the bottom. They're going to wait and see what comes out of tomorrow. People are jumping the gun and they are naive, and it's frustrating and it's disappointing that so many people will lose money. Look at this. If you take a look at some of these purchases in the last 15 minutes since it's been announced, it's all stablecoin. All of it, literally USDC, USDT, and everything else coming in. What does that tell us about the market? They are going to wait. They're going to buy the bottom. They are making those longs get liquidated. It's all part of the game. We talk about it so often here on the channel, and people simply don't get it. Look at these $500,000 liquidations coming in, $1 million liquidations coming in. People just getting completely wrecked. My advice right now, just wait, take a breath. Don't FOMO in. People are chasing things they shouldn't be. And unfortunately, right now, they're being taken advantage of. Bitcoin, 3.5% down. Big wick down on this news. But what I would say is the news fundamentally is very bullish. We have to look at it objectively and say, look, we have just created a strategic reserve in the US, which is incredibly bullish. Understand, however, that doesn't do anything for the manipulationable attempt at crypto. The reality is so many big players hold so many big pockets and they didn't like the news, but that doesn't mean you should be going long. Just be mindful of that. Altcoins, as always, getting obliterated. So definitely a tale of two halves. Super bullish news. Markets absolutely cooked right now. We'll keep you posted though on everything going on, but let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. What's your view? Why do you think the market's dumping? All of that. Enjoy this type of content. You want to stay up to date and have your finger on the pulse. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and do me a favor. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.